our Fanduel. We're doing a Fanduel Thursday, the million contest. So you got to place pretty high. So that's what we're aiming for. Yep. I had a lot of trouble with this. I had no idea whatsoever what to do because of all the injuries with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because Mike Evans didn't practice, Chris Godwin didn't practice. I believe Scotty Miller didn't practice.
Nope, he didn't.
So all three of those guys didn't practice. Gronk was a limited participant, so he should be fine for Thursday. But the lineup we have is pending injury. Yeah. So keep that in mind. And go ahead, tell me who your MVP is.
My MVP, again, if everyone's healthy, my MVP this week is Mike Evans. He's been great. Brady's been actually targeting him, and he's been coming down with some touchdowns. He's been doing pretty well, and I think he'll be good.
I'm surprised at how, Bruce Arians has not kind of tailored the offense as much to Tom Brady this year. They're still, launching the ball deep. Yeah. Brady, I think, has 16 big-time throws this year, which is extremely impressive and honestly surprising because it was all dink and dunk in New England the last couple of years. So it's really nice to see Brady making plays down the field with his arm. Yeah. So I do have Mike Evans in there. He's not my MVP, though. My MVP is Ronald Jones.
That's actually a good one. I have Ronald Jones.
Because Leonard Fournette, probably not going to play. Yeah. That's another guy I missed. Mm-hmm. I think Keyshawn Vaughn got hurt, too. So I'm pretty sure he might not play either. So that just leaves
all the room from
Cal Jones, Ronald Jones. And he's looked really good this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think Fournette should come in and take his job like everyone thought he would. And I guess Arians was telling the truth when he said Ronald Jones is our guy. Yeah. Then I've got Allen Robinson in one of my slots.
I have Allen Robinson also.
This dude's been eating. Yeah. He's got, I think, 42 targets in the season. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Nick Foles only amplifies that. Mm-hmm. He just likes a big body. He likes the catch, the jump ball guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Allen Robinson is one of the best in the league in those. I'd like to see those numbers for him. What his jump, 50-50 catch rate is, probably nuts. It's probably more than 50%.
Oh, no, it's definitely more than 50%. I'd say that.
Yeah, who else do you have? Who's your next guy?
So I have Ronald Jones in there, and I have Allen Robinson in there, and I have Mike Evans as my MVP. My last two, I have David Montgomery in one spot. And then I also have Tom Brady in my other spot.
Okay, so we have the same lineup. You just have Mike Evans as your MVP. I have Ronald Jones, essentially.
We have the same five.
Same five.
Oh.
Just different MVP.
Well, that's kind of weird.
I just, dude, you have to be a little different when it comes to these. You can't just if you put a quarterback at MVP, especially one where, Tom Brady has all his targets hurt. Mm-hmm. Wait, did I not I should have put Gronk in there.
Gronk probably wouldn't be a bad play.
Gronk would be a good
no
play
OJ
today.
Howard.
No OJ, possibly no receivers. Yeah. We'll see. TBD. If those receivers are out, I'm putting Gronk in 100%.
Yeah,
because they're gonna have to get him involved.
Yeah. And what is Gronk's stats even looking like right now?
He hasn't been that involved. Yeah. But aside from last week, he got 7 targets, I think. Or 7 catches, maybe. I think he got 7 targets for 6 catches.
Gotcha.
So that was good. That was reassuring, I'd say, for fantasy owners, for daily fantasy as well. But he's a nice, cheap option for Tampa Bay. Okay. But I'm going to tell you a very low-key, very, 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 very low-key roster ad for FanDuel. And that's Tyler Johnson of the Buccaneers. Tyler Johnson from Minnesota. They drafted him in the 5th round this year. I was crazy about this guy coming out of college. He's an amazing route runner.
So that's
and he could play the slot.
Okay.
I mean, say Scotty Miller doesn't play, or say Chris Godwin doesn't play, he could step up. He played I think he played 40% of the snaps last week. He didn't do anything though. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping that there's something there. And he missed a lot of training camp with injuries and whatnot, but this guy is worth $5,000 on FanDuel. Jeez. So he's the cheapest option. He's a long shot, If he ends up playing, he could produce with Brady. His route running might draw this connection between the two of them. So we'll see. Yeah.
We can hit on the game if you want.
Yeah, the game is what is it? The Buccaneers are 4.5-point favorites.
When I saw it was 5.5.
Wow. So it's, last time I checked like a couple hours ago. It was 4.5.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't touch this game if I was betting on it. But I mean, the Buccaneers are on a roll right now.
Brady looks very good.
Brady looks, I mean, incredible. How do you do this at 43 years old?
Do you know how weird it is to hear you say that? I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that.
Hey, man, look. Sis Tom Brady. Sis Tom is not a system quarterback. He's not.
I mean, he's been balling. I can't say anything. That was my biggest thing with the Bucs this year was how was Brady going to do? And I didn't think Brady was going to do much. I thought he was going to be the same dink and dunk quarterback, and he's not.
And,
he looks good.
Yep.
And I mean, if I had to bet on the game, I would take 5.5 on the Bucs. I think they're going to win by a touchdown.
The only thing is, I could definitely see, the Bears receivers taking advantage of the young secondary, the Bucs. It's a very young. It's probably the youngest secondary in the league. So I could see Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller. If Nick Foles decides he wants to show up and have a good game, then they could definitely put some points up on the board. Yeah.
I think the Bucs win the game though. Outright.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to cover that large of a number, and it scares me on such a short week.
Mm-hmm.
So